911, what's your emergency?
There's some guy on my front porch, and he won't leave, and he's got his hands behind his back, and he won't answer me on the ring.
Okay.
But he left me a voicemail on my... He's trying to lock. I'm sorry, he's trying the door. Nick. Dad. No, don't answer the dad.
You're off my porch.
Dad! No! Oh my God, can you please... Wait, we have guns.
43. Do you know who it is?
Yes. Yeah, he's an ex-boyfriend of mine. Dad, you're the best dad ever. You just saved my life.
I know I got mommy.
This was the frantic 911 call that was made by a young Ohio woman, Allyson Duckro, as her ex-boyfriend, James Rayl, began to break into her house. Moments later, he was shot in the back with a gun held by Allyson's father, Mitch Duckro. But why did a relationship, which started like any typical teenage romance, end in a scene taken straight out of a horror movie? Hold tight, because this case is twisted and morbid like no other. During their time together in high school, 22-year-old Allyson Duckro was involved in an on and off relationship with similar-age James Rayl. However, in 2019, the relationship came to a halt after Allyson noticed a change in James. For the next few years, the two remained out of contact as Allyson had blocked James on all social media, and James himself moved away to California. That was until 2022, a year after his return to Ohio, when James decided that he wanted to meet with Allyson. The night before July 31st at around 11:30 p.m., James had called Allyson, and due to her unresponsiveness, he left her a voicemail.
Hi, Ellie. It's James. I just wanted to reach out to you because I just wanted to see how you're doing and maybe hear from you if that would be all right, I guess. It's been a while since I've talked to you, and I don't know. I feel like it. I don't know what I feel.
Allyson purposefully refused to reply as she had an uneasy gut feeling concerning his return out of the blue. Additionally, she was aware of a major behavioral change in James from mutual friends in California and was starting to feel nervous about his sudden appearance, fearing it may be out of malicious intent. On the next day, July 31st, Allyson and her mother had gone out and were just returning home when they noticed an unfamiliar car pull into their driveway. The driver gets out of the vehicle and approaches the front of the house, revealing himself to be James. Unfortunately for Allyson, her gut feeling proved to be true, and her worst nightmare was about to become a reality.
Stop it, Allie.
Boys, in the house. I'm doing it.
Wait. He's leaving. Hey, he's coming back.
Nope, I'm calling.
James, she doesn't want to talk to you.
You're off my porch. James, no. You're off my porch.
Hey, what? Okay, well, he's fine. He don't have nothing. He don't have no gun. He don't have no gun. Don't do anything.
He's trying to break in and get to our daughter.
Okay, well, he's not moving. He don't have a gun.
He broke our door in, trying to
Did you shoot him?
Yes.
Okay. Call 911.
It's already, no, we're on the phone with him right now.
Okay, he's not moving. He ain't going nowhere. I don't know. I heard 5 shots. Like, what the?
No, 3 shots. He broke into our door coming in after our daughter. But my husband shot. He come barreling in right behind me and my daughter in the car.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so we got in here and he wouldn't leave. We kept telling him to leave.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
He's fucking.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Obviously, this was that between you. Was he dating her?
They dated a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
I think.
And he
Yeah.
left her voicemail, left a message last night. Oh my God.
Okay, just calm down. Calm down. He's dead.
Who's got the gun?
Huh?
Who's got the gun? Who has the gun?
The people inside here shot this guy who was trying to break into their house. The guy's dead. He died.
Okay, but where's the guy with the gun?
The guy's dead right here.
Where's the guy with the gun?
Inside the house, he's the homeowner. This
Okay.
guy tried to break in the house,
Okay.
and the guy was just basically protecting himself.
We're right here.
Okay, you guys have your gun down?
Yeah, we're right here.
This guy just died.
Shortly after the deadly shooting, Allyson Duckro, her father Mitch, and her mother Stacy were taken in for questioning.
Do you need to use the restroom or anything? Okay. If you'd like to have that water, you most certainly are welcome to it. Alright. Anytime we interview anybody, we just kind of go over your Miranda rights. It doesn't mean that we think you're in trouble. It's just so that you know that you have rights and what they are. Along. Okay. And after each one, I'll ask you if you understand it, but I don't think you're stupid. I do that with everybody, okay? Okay. All right, first one is you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that one? Yes, ma'am. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that one? Okay. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that one? Yes. If you cannot afford or hire an attorney, one will be appointed to be present with you before questioning if you wish. Do you understand that one? I just need you to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you can decide at any time when I'm talking to you to exercise these rights and not answer any more of my questions or make any more statements. Do you understand that one?
Yes.
Okay. Is it A-L-L-I-S-O-N?
Y-S-O-N. Like my whole day or just?
Yep, go ahead, we'll
Okay.
start your whole day.
Me and my mom met my mom's friend for breakfast.
Okay.
We were there from I want to say 9 to 10:45 probably.
Okay, where'd you have breakfast?
Perkins.
Here in Sydney?
Yeah. And then we dropped her off.
Where does she live?
Oh goodness, she lives over by the fairgrounds.
Okay.
I don't know her actual address.
That's okay, just by the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That's okay. You're probably talking to the person with the worst addresses in the county, so.
That's how my mom is.
By the Dollar General?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think we pulled into the driveway after that. I went 10:59 or 11, on the nose. I was like, oh, we were there for 2 hours.
Okay. So when you left Speedway, you went up over the bridge by Lehman, and then we just turned down Cisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
And you got home, I'm sorry, what time?
10:59 or 11 exact. It was one of those two.
I won't hold you to 1 minute.
I remember stupid stuff when I get
Same.
nervous.
Same.
The car whips into the driveway 2 seconds later.
Okay. Did you recognize the car at first?
No, not at first. We were both like, well, who's that? And we were like, I don't know. It's like, well, hurry up and get inside. Because that voicemail from last night had already scared me.
Okay, let's talk about the voicemail real quick.
Okay.
Who was the voicemail from?
James.
And did you call him James? Does he go by James?
Yeah, that's his.
Allyson goes on to recollect the frightful morning of July 31st, which started seemingly calm. But her stating that she was on the edge ever since she received the voicemail from James can depict the fact that she was feeling anxious. And as soon as the unfamiliar car pulled into the driveway, her anxiousness only exacerbated.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2017. I was a year early, but he would have been 2018.
Okay. And did you date him, or how long did you guys date?
Okay, so it was like on and off thing for a couple of years.
Okay.
I want to say in total maybe like a year and a half if we added it all up.
Like all through your high school years or after you graduated?
It started in high school and then it went out of high school.
Okay.
Just very briefly.
Okay. On and off, were they bad breakups or just kind of?
We stayed friends
Okay.
every single time. So I don't.
And when was the final breakup, approximately?
I want to say maybe 2019 or 2020. I'm not positive.
Okay. What caused that breakup?
He was just being a dick.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
We're all adults here. You can say whatever you need to say.
He was just being rude all the time, and I was just like, I don't want to put up with it.
Was he ever abusive physically or
No.
mentally?
Well, maybe mentally a little bit. He was just getting my head a bunch.
When he got mad, what kind of things? Was he aggressive at all?
He would just tell me everything that was wrong with me. He would say that nobody was going to love me anymore. Stuff like that, because he's a child, but...
Okay. Would he scream those things to you?
No, it was all over text and everything. He would never say it to my face, which...
Okay. So you broke up in 2019. Did you remain friends after that?
Not that last time, no. I said I didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore after that.
But are you Facebook acquaintances or anything like that where you could have kept on the eye on what you were doing?
I had blocked him on everything that I could have.
Okay. And then the voicemail or the call last night, when's the last time you had talked to him?
In Allyson's reflection on her relationship with James, it appears that she viewed it as a casual relationship. However, James might have perceived it differently, possibly considering it a serious commitment. Regardless of how either one of them viewed the relationship, eventually it came to an end as a result of James's emotional torment towards Allyson. We can assume that following the breakup, James only grew more upset, both over Allyson's decision to end the relationship and with himself for causing her pain that ended their relationship on such bad terms that he could no longer be in contact with her.
After the end of the year before, because my cousin had been living with us for a little bit.
Okay.
And him and my cousin were friends, so he came to pick him up. And I told Clay, my cousin, I was like, hey, did you tell him that I'm not comfortable with him being over and everything? He was like, yeah, that's fine. And then that was it. But I never, personally said anything to him.
Right. What's Clay's last name?
Duckro also.
Okay. So are they still friends that you know of?
I don't know, because Colton, which is Clay's brother, had just pulled up messages to show one of the detectives you had. And I guess James was asking Clay about me.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were still talking or if it was just a hey.
Do you know what kind of questions he was asking him?
The only one that I saw, because I glanced, I was like, probably shouldn't be doing that, was can you give me Allyson's address?
And when were those texts sent?
Last night is what Colton said.
Okay. So James, do you know if it was before or after he left your voicemail?
I don't know. I didn't see
That's
the
okay.
times on it.
So he texted Colton.
No, James.
He texted
I'm sorry.
Clay.
Yeah, James texted Clay, and then Clay sent those to Colton because Clay lives in Cleveland.
Okay.
Colton lives in town, so Colton would have been able to do something sooner.
Okay. And he wanted to know your address specifically on the one that you saw.
Yeah, I mean, there was a flurry of messages, and that was the only one I saw, but the one guy got a picture of him. I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. There was a lot of people in your
Yeah.
house today. Okay. Did he give him your address?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope not.
All right. But do you think he knew where you lived because he'd been there before with Clay?
It was just that one time, so I don't know if he remembered it.
Okay.
Or, I don't know.
Your car that you guys were in today, was that your mom's
It
car?
was my mom's Jeep.
Does he know your mom's car? Like if he...
When the detective questioned Allyson about the last time she spoke with him, this was an attempt to construct a timeline and find an estimation of when exactly James might have started to formulate a motive in his mind to cause any form of distress or harm towards Allyson. As she answered the question, it was evident that red flags had begun to emerge just a year ago, when Allyson learned that James had remained in contact with her cousin, despite knowing that she did not want to keep any contact with him. But the biggest red flag of them all was when James had messaged her cousin asking for her address, the same night he had sent her the voicemail.
Or did anything to make her be like, you know.
Did James get along with his family?
With his mom and his stepdad, yeah, I'm not sure about his biological dad.
Okay,
Because
so his
I
mom
know
and
they
dad
were
are divorced?
separated, yeah.
Okay. Do they live in Sydney as well?
I think his mom and stepdad do. I don't know about his dad.
As the story progresses and Allyson reveals more insight into who James was, it's safe to say that he wasn't anyone's guess to be capable of causing harm to anybody. Despite having an on and off relationship, James was still loved and known by Allyson's parents, and he never portrayed any concerning signs of aggression. Additionally, he was well loved by his own family. The only thing off about this young man was that he was quiet, but that was it. However, following the breakup and the bad terms it ended on, despite not having an actual reason to dislike him, Allyson's parents changed their attitude towards him, given that Allyson didn't want to speak with him. This is reasonable, as a parent's instinct will always be to prioritize their own children. However, it was still shocking to most as to why he changed so much so suddenly.
Okay, do you know what his drug of choice is?
He liked to do acid a lot.
Okay.
Back then, I don't know about recent, because he moved out to California not too long ago and then came back, so I don't know if he started something while he was out there.
Gotcha. When did he come back? How long has he been back in town, do you know?
I want to say maybe a year.
Okay.
It's not too long, but not recent.
The detective is seen here asking Allyson if James had ever used drugs. This is an attempt to find a possible reason as to why James's personality changed so suddenly, and to verify if he was possibly under the influence of drugs when he decided to go through with a devious plan he is assumed to have made.
He was always very nice. I mean, he worked out all the time. I don't know if he did any boxing or anything. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, he was okay in high school, but then after he came back from California, he just was different. Like his close friends or whatever, he just started treating like crap, and nobody wanted to deal with it.
Do you know if he had a current girlfriend?
Not sure.
All right. We brought your phone back.
Oh.
So they said you gave permission.
Yeah.
I do have a form.
It was evident that James's change in personality had become more and more evident to most people around him, and as a result of this change, he began to have issues with them as well. When the detective questioned Allyson about his tendency to fight, this was to verify if he was an aggressive person who would initiate a fight for no reason, once again attempting to find a motive. But he wasn't the type of person to do so. This indicated that he was always a good person, but a sudden change, possibly due to Allyson leaving him, caused him to spiral down and only worsened from there.
Do about work?
Are you supposed to work today? Tomorrow? I mean, do you not want to go, or where do you work?
It's called Riverside, but people always know what I say when I say Vision Mark.
Okay.
It's over there by Cargill.
Okay. Did you talk to the counselor a little bit out there at your
Just a
house?
little, yeah.
Okay. I believe she's going to be here, so
Okay.
if you want to talk to her some more. I mean, that's going to be completely up to you. Are they strict or something about missing work, or is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, I don't want to lose my job.
I mean, if you're asking if you're allowed to work, you can.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
we're not,
I didn't know what I could do and what I couldn't do because I never.
no, you're going to be allowed to do whatever you normally would do. We're not going to, I cannot expect to tell you you can't leave your house, or you can do whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, I didn't know what was okay.
Right. If you need an excuse not to go in because you want a day, I mean, if you're seeing a counselor or something, I'm sure that they could probably fix you something like that. But if you want to go to work, absolutely, you talk to your family tonight and you guys kind of discuss.
Yeah, I mean, if I call and they'll be like, well, why? And I don't know what to tell them.
You could just tell me you have a family emergency.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't want to get anybody else in trouble.
who would you get in trouble?
I feel like I can't. I don't know if I can talk about things.
You're not going to get anybody in trouble. You know how today's society is. Unfortunately, this is probably on Facebook.
Probably.
Because people, they won't know details, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm glad I stay off of it. I don't.
And I would probably suggest,
Yeah, I don't get on it anyways.
because people are ignorant and they'll have their own stories and it'll sound 10 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
than it is, so yeah, I would just avoid it. Unfortunately, the news travels way too fast.
Yeah,
And
I'm worried about, like, names being in the paper and the news. My dad's scared that people are going to come after him.
who would come after him?
I don't know, he's already anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And he's worried that he's going to have to look over his shoulder for all of us.
Does James have friends that would be kind of like that?
I don't think so, no, but he's paranoid. I think it's okay, but
Yeah. Does Dad get treatment for his anxiety at all?
he should.
But he's not
No.
currently?
I
Okay.
tried to talk, I was like, if you could all go, and then I went by myself.
And I would highly suggest that if you have a therapist or a counselor that you trust, well, we can hook you up with one if you'd like.
Probably.
Okay. I'll talk to the Victim Services Advocate and we can get you into some counseling. I would highly suggest you go. This is
Okay, again, my name is Detective Mark from the Sheriff's Office, okay? Real quick, I understand your name is Mitch Duckro. Do you have a phone number, Mitch? And Mitch, it's just our policy, okay? Anytime we bring somebody in here, I gotta read what's called Miranda rights, okay? It's just because you're in this room and I'm questioning you, okay? I'm not saying you did anything wrong today, okay? But I do just have to advise you of your rights. No, absolutely not. But I do just have to advise you of your rights, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and read this all to you. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish to understand that.
Yes.
You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you have the right to legal representation by the county public defender if you so desire. Do you understand that?
Similar to Allyson, Mitchell is also read his Miranda rights, and he too chose to speak without the presence of a lawyer. However, in this case, this could have ended horribly for him, as he was the man behind the gun that shot James.
You woke up. Okay. What happened?
Make the coffee, got the cup, go down on my computer like I do every weekend. Just get on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some Netflix. When they were leaving to go to breakfast, they said bye.
Where'd they go to breakfast?
Perkins, I believe.
Okay, just your,
Yeah.
so just you, your wife, and your daughter, and the residence?
Yes.
All day today? Okay. And do you remember what time they went to Perkins by chance? Roundabout?
9-ish.
Okay. And you stayed home alone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then, go ahead.
I started watching a Netflix movie.
Okay.
About halfway through it, the dogs barked. I figured they were home. So I paused that and was walking up the steps, about halfway up, and Stacy's standing there. She's like, "You expecting somebody?" And I'm like, "No, why?" I kind of don't remember as far as they said it was James maybe, but I didn't hear James because I didn't know who it was. I was like, I wasn't expecting anybody. He was just standing there at the door ringing it. I think he rang the bell.
So how long, so your wife and your daughter arrived back from Perkins, okay?
He pulled in right behind him.
Okay, so did they come in that same front door? Or did they enter the garage, or do you remember?
I think they came in the front
Okay.
door.
So they came in back in from breakfast, and then when they shut the door, did they lock it, I'm assuming?
They always lock it.
Okay. And how long, when they went in the house, until James showed up on your front porch, do you think?
I wasn't up there when he wasn't there. When I got up there, he was already at the door.
Okay. So you were down the basement, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you heard them come home, and then you came upstairs?
Right.
When they came home, and your wife asked if you were expecting anybody? Okay.
I don't know if they knew who it was, or maybe they did.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But as soon as because Allie got freaked out because probably what happened tonight, the voicemail or whatever, knew something wasn't right. And I started getting nervous, because he wasn't answering. They was talking over the ring, telling him to leave. She don't want to talk to you.
Was that over like the phone, or?
I think they were using.
Or were they just yelling through the door?
It was through the phone.
Okay.
Through the ring.
Okay.
That's got the voice thing. And they were. You have to bear with me.
You're fine. You're fine.
They were just doing everything they could to make sure that he would leave, and that we didn't want him here. And I ended up going around to the garage door, opening it up, and walking around, and he's just standing there with his head down. And I said, James, I don't know exactly what I said. I know I said his name. You need to leave or something like that. But he wouldn't acknowledge me. Didn't even budge. That made me kind of nervous.
So you opened the main garage door?
The house garage door.
Okay.
And I walked around.
You walked around to the front porch and said, James, you need to leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to go or leave or something. And
he didn't acknowledge you or anything?
Like I wasn't there.
Okay, so what happened?
That's when I got nervous, and I went back in, shut the garage door, made sure he didn't
Follow
sneak in. So it's shut. Went in, got my 9.
As he recollects the moments leading to the unfortunate event, it can be understood that he was the least aware of what was going on and who was at the door in comparison to Allyson and her mother. However, it didn't take long for his fatherly instincts to kick in and realize that James was not going to leave and that he was up to no good.
Where was that?
On my side of the bed in the nightstand.
Okay. Was it in a drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you always keep it fully loaded just for personal protection there? Okay. Do you know what kind of bullets you had in the gun?
Self-defense.
Just like ball ammo, or was it like hollow points?
It was hollow point.
Okay. After you grabbed the gun from your bedside table, what happened?
I went back out, and they were still trying to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. And as soon as I was standing there was debating on whether to call 911. I said, do it.
Where were you guys standing at?
Right there by the table.
The kitchen table?
Yeah, okay. They went kind of in that opening there. They was a little bit more towards the bedroom. I said, call them. I want somebody to get here, and they can take care of us and get him out of here. But then I noticed all that talking, they wouldn't acknowledge, and I saw him starting to jiggle the handles and stuff, seeing if it was locked, and that's when I went up to the door. And, kind of wanted to make sure he didn't force his way in.
So while he was jiggling the handle, you went up to try to open the door shut?
I'm pretty sure I was telling him to stop and leave and get off my porch or something, but I had my 9 in my hand, in his hand, and then he started hitting it with the shoulder pretty hard to where you saw what he did eventually. And once I realized he was getting in and the door was open is when I shot.
Okay. Did you shoot through the door?
I shot the window, through the window part of the door, because the door was open and he was coming in.
So he was pushing his way in, and you shot.
I had my socks on, so I didn't have no grip.
Was he kind of pushing you back as you were trying to hold
him? He was moving me.
Okay.
That's when at first I was trying to shoot, but my clip wasn't in it.
Okay.
And then I freaked out, I finally did another rack, and then he was pushing hard, and that's when the gun fired. I think 3 times, twice up here, and maybe another one. Pretty sure.
As Mitch continued his recollection, he revealed how James was succeeding at his attempt to break in, leaving him to resort to the only solution of using his gun. This proves that Mitch did not want to resort to any form of violence, and most of all, to take a life. He had to act sooner before James did, as he was unaware of James's exact motive, but was sure that he was up to no good.
So I understand that James used to date your daughter. Okay. How long did they date for?
I don't know how long.
If you had to guess,
Honestly, I don't. No.
Would you say it was a considerable time? Like, were they kind of serious, or?
I think they were friends for a while, and then they went out for a little bit. Didn't quite work out. This was a couple years ago.
Okay.
And Allie didn't want to see me anymore for some reason. I never got involved in that.
I understand.
But then he moved to California for a little bit, and then he would come back. And then for 2 years, they didn't text or talk, I guess, until last night.
Okay.
And they don't really tell me stuff about guys, because...
Yeah, I'm assuming daughters don't want to talk too much with their dad about that kind of stuff. Did you ever? I understand you guys moved up to that house about 1.5 years ago or so. Were they dating while you guys lived out there, or when you guys lived in Sydney?
In Sydney.
Okay.
On Edgewood.
So they never dated when you guys lived out there. So
but he had been there.
Had he?
Because he was friends with my nephew.
The same nephew as other?
No, his older brother.
I got you.
And he had known that they were having issues with each other, and he brought him out. And Allie got upset about it, of course, and told Clay not to ever bring him over again.
Okay.
And that was the last time.
Do you recall about how long ago that was?
I don't know.
Okay. But it was sometime within the last year of them breaking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you ever, would you say you knew James on a personal level, or did you ever talk to him, or did he visit your guys' house in Sydney often when you and your daughter and him were dating?
The detective inquired Mitch about his knowledge of James and his relationship with his daughter. We can assume this question was asked to verify if Mitch had any other motive to attack James other than his claims of self-defense. But Mitch barely knew of James. In fact, he was also unaware of the calls and voicemails that James had sent to Allyson the previous night, proving further that Mitch acted reasonably, with no malicious intent. Mitch was presented in front of a grand jury. Given the evidence, he was not charged with any crime in regards to the fatal shooting of James Rayl.